Howdy ho there, my lovies. Welcome back to Crazy But Not Dangerous. I'm Shorty Vaughn. Welcome to my kitchen here in Glendale, Arizona. Little Miss Hazel. She's up here with me too. Good morning, Hazel. It's about 4 a.m. and I'm just getting a jump on the day. Yay, hooray. Got some water going here, hoping to come to a boil PDQ. So today I'm making something that sometimes seems very controversial. I see YouTubers make it, I read the comments, and some people agree with it, some people don't agree with it. And you know what? I think each to their own. But today I'm going to be making a little bit of a yum yum for Hazel. Now Hazel is my beloved dog. She is part Boston Terrier, part Chihuahua. She has the temperament of a Boston Terrier and excellent manners. And we've had her since July. Got her over at the Humane Society, sprung her from jail, dog jail, and brought her home. When I adopted her and brought her home, the people at the Humane Society flat out told me that for the 2 months that they had had her, pretty much all she would eat is hot dogs. And so when I brought her home, pretty much all she would eat was hot dogs. We go to the vet, and the vet says, she really can't live on hot dogs alone, and you've got to try to incorporate real foods into her diet. So he wanted her on either a Heart Smart Healthy Diet, Science Diet product, or on a healthy weight. So we kind of go back and forth on which one we get. But they are very, very expensive. About $60 a month is what we spend on the Science Diet. And she does not care for it. She does not like dog food. She's used to very flavorful hot dogs. Now, if you've ever tasted dog food, and I have tasted it on a dare, that's a whole other story. Anyhow, dog food does not taste bad. It is just extremely bland. And compared to a delicious, sodium-rich hot dog, that dog food just ain't cutting it. And so anyhow, I pour her a bowl full every morning, and she gives me the eye like, lady, what do you think I am? Some kind of dog? Anyhow, she is unaware of her status as, dog. She thinks that she's one of the humans, and that's just fine at our house. That's how we roll. We're just here to serve her, I think. Each to their own. So, to encourage her to eat other things, she liked canned dog food. But canned dog food has gotten so expensive. Her favorite is the Blue Buffalo that is over $4 for a 12-ounce can. That's ridiculous. She would eat the pedigree, but you kind of get to look like a lady going cheap on me. Have we met? Anyhow, so as of late, in an effort to save money and encourage her to eat a little bit better, her better dog food, her regular dog food, I've just been making her a little special yum yum, and that's just fine with her vet. And so I use a lean chicken breast. We're using rice. We're going to incorporate some vegetables and what have you. And she gets about 2 or 3 tablespoons of this product with every meal, kind of mixed in, and then she eats her meal. So, it's cheaper than hot dogs and much better for her and what have you. And her vet does not think that I would ever be able to make a nutritious enough meal to replace the dog food, the Science Diet. According to Hazel's vet, even the cheapest dog food is specially formulated and balanced to meet the nutritional requirements for most dogs. It's the pedigree dog food, or, Beneful, or what have you. Old Roy is specially formulated, and they provide the nutritional balance. And I don't know, to be honest with you, I'm not a dog nutritionist, but I know that I want my dog to eat the food that I buy that costs $60, and this is a much more cost-effective you know, special added yum yum to her dog food. So there we go. That's my my preface to this video. So I've got actually about 18-ounce boneless, skinless chicken breast for her. Got this out of the freezer, and it's a big one. It's a big one. And so I am going to go ahead and just put that right in there in that boiling water, because I do also want to make a little bit of a chicken broth to go over her dry dog food. It just helps. So there we go. We've got a nice chicken breast in there. I've got some celery bits. Yes, dogs can have celery, but you know what I need is I need my peeler. So yeah, dogs can have celery, but they really shouldn't have the strings. And I don't always worry about it with us humans, but I don't want her to have a bellyache. I don't want her to get, like, you know, gut problems. So I'm just going to go ahead and peel those strings off for her, because if Hazel has a bellyache, I may or may not know. I mean, I think that I'm a fairly responsible pet owner paying attention to her, but dogs hide their pain so well. So unless, you know, I notice that she has, you know, vomiting or diarrhea or something like that, I may or may not know that she's not feeling well. So, yeah, I know if I'm not feeling well. I certainly know if Andrew's not feeling well. He is not shy about telling me. So I'm just going to go ahead and peel those strings off. No sweat. No big deal. She's worth it. And in moderation, dogs can eat celery. I'm going to chop this up fairly finely, because sometimes she has a tendency to kind of go through her food and pick out the parts that she likes the best and leave other things for later. And sometimes she will take the parts that she doesn't like and kind of hides them. And that's really not something that I want to encourage. I don't like random food laying around my house. You know, we try to keep it contained, people. Keep it contained. So, oh, in the questions this week, I had some questions in the comments. And Starla wanted to know about the story of my necklace. There is no story of this necklace. These are not pearls. They are very inexpensive sterling silver graduated beads. And pretty much I wear them all the time. Sometimes they are taken off for cleaning and stuff like that. Sometimes if I'm doing something, yard work or what have you, that they get taken off. And but I pretty much wear them all the time. I just think that no matter how scruffy I might look that day, and sometimes I look scruffy, you know what, I've got my necklace on. I've got a little bit of jewelry on as the finishing touch. And this goes back to my sister Sherry. She's third from the oldest, and she's always kind of had this philosophy. If you can't feel good, try to look good. And if you can't look good and you can't feel good, then you should at least try to smell good. And so, yeah, I try to at least smell good every day. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the boiling water just to soften that up, cook that a little bit, and also flavor that water for Hazel. Because, again, she's used to really flavorful, yummy, delicious, you know, bar Sprites is my guess. And, yeah, she's not satisfied with regular dog food. Plus, she's an old lady. She's 9 years old. And I just love her. And she still plays like a puppy. She still wants me to get down on the ground and tussle around with her and what have you. And we play puppies. We play puppies, and we have play. I have a large chest in my living room that I store blankets and what have you in. And we play puppies near there so that when I'm down on the ground, I have something to help me get back to vertical. So, yeah, you gotta stay vertical, people. Anyways, just making a little dog food. Just a little dog, super yum yum. And the small little bits of carrot, she can just... I'm gonna put this whole thing into the food processor to just mash it all together. So it'll be fun. The small bits can just go in. Yeah, that's fine. I'm only going to cut the big ones. I'm going to put it in the KitchenAid and give it a bzz, 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 or in the food processor. That'll work too. But, so typically Hazel would go through about 3 cans of dog food in a week, adding a couple, 2 or 3 tablespoons of dog food to her regular meal. So yeah, 2 or 3 cans at $4 a can. That's just a budget buster. And this is going to be more than the 12 ounces in the can. So I will freeze these. What I'm thinking of doing is getting out a baking tray, putting a little piece of parchment on it, and then putting the scoops out, flash freezing them in the appropriate sizes, and then as I need them, the night before, just go ahead and take them out, and then she would have a delicious little yum yum for her breakfast and then dinner. She likes to eat twice a day, and she reminds you that it's dinner time every chance that she can. If she can come into the kitchen and she bags. She doesn't actually, she just very lowly in her throat, like she's already had a carrot. She's already been in here at 4 o'clock in the morning for a carrot. I guess that's an okay breakfast. Typically I serve breakfast to the cats and the dog between 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, so she's already had a little carrot delight. Yay, hooray. So we've got some carrots in there. We've got some celery in there. I've got about 8 ounces of frozen green beans. I'm going to go ahead and throw those right on in there too. Green beans are great for dogs. There we go. Fantastic. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up, and we're just going to keep right on going. Yesterday I bulk cooked some rice, and this was rice that I made for Hazel, and it is just a long grain white rice. And I did put that little bit of ham bone into her rice just to kind of flavor that rice up, because like I said, she's used to really, really flavorful hot dogs. So, any way I can get her flavor profile built up in dog food to encourage her to, eat something besides hot dogs and pepperoni. Oh yeah, I bought that pepperoni for a recipe that I have coming up, and she knew the package, and every time you go to the refrigerator, she's giving you the eyes. So yeah, I told you that ham bone in that ham steak that I used to make the ham salad would not go to waste. We used every single part of that. So that was terrific. I have a little bit of ground turmeric. Turmeric's great for dogs. And she's an old lady, so she's got a little bit of arthritis. And supposedly what I read is that turmeric is great for arthritis and inflammation and what have you. I'm going to put about 2 teaspoons of the turmeric into the rice mixture. And I'm going to put a little bit of parsley flakes into the rice mixture. Again, good for breath, good for gut health, good for inflammation, what have you. And there we go. That's how I am mostly going to season her dog food. And I always go back and forth on this because I don't really want her to have a lot of salt. But just like humans, that as we get older, you know, our taste buds kind of diminish a little bit, and that's why you sometimes see like older people that really use a lot of salt on their food, or heavily season their food. Same thing with dogs. Their taste buds diminish as they age, and so I'm just going to give her one little grind of that fresh salt, and that's just a coarse sea salt in that grinder. So she just gets one turn. That's it. Again, just to encourage her to eat like a regular dog. So it's been gradual. Like the first couple of weeks, here's some dog food with a hot dog chopped up in it, you know, and then less hot dog and more dog food, and she's just never going to eat the dry. She just, even if I add water to it and put it in the microwave and give it a little stir up and make like the faux gravy, she still looks at me like, lady, you know, come on. I've seen what you people eat, and you're trying to pass this off on me? Ain't no way. But this is going to be very flavorful, and she does like it, and it has a little tiny bit of that ham in there that came off of that ham steak. So just a little extra, I paid 97 cents for per pound for the chicken breast. And I have 1 bag of the 1 pound of the white rice. So that I also got for probably $1.25 over at the Dollar Tree. So really, a little bit of the veg and what have you, we are going to make a substantial amount of this dog food additive for under $5, and this is going to feed her for a very long time. So yay, hooray for that. So just go ahead and get my rice into the mixture here. And this is just boiling away. That chicken breast won't take maybe 10 minutes to come to a full cook in that boiling water. And, you know, for me, I don't really like boiled chicken that much. Maybe for chicken salad. But on the regular, it's not something that I want to eat. Hazel's not that picky. She doesn't care if it's boiled. So, boiled for her. Got about 2.5, 3 cups of this turmeric rice with parsley. Oh, we got little bits just flying everywhere. We've got the green beans. We've got the celery. We've got the carrot. Peas and carrots. She would love peas. I'm all out. Thought I had some in the refrigerator. Cabbage in moderation would be just fine. Broccoli in moderation would be just fine. I'm a little iffy about giving her potatoes because I've already got the rice and I don't want her to have too many starches. But yeah. So we're off to a good start. We're making Hazel some dog food. Yay, hooray. She's my best girl. You know, she checks on me. I check on her. And we just tear it up. And she's sassy. She has all these little noises that she makes and these looks that she gives and what have you. She shames you when she doesn't like her dinner. Yeah, she's opinionated. And she's over there, she's watching me. She's pretending to sleep in the living room, but she's got one eye open and she's giving me the eagle eye, like, baby, you better not mess up my dinner. I have a 15-ounce can of pumpkin. I'm going to add that as well. Dogs love pumpkin. It's really good for them. And I did get this on sale during the holiday season at my Albertsons and spent, I think, about $1.50 on here. Like I said, I want to come in right around the $6 mark. If you think about 3 cans of pumpkin at $4, that's $12 a week. Over the course of an entire year, that is $624. Yeah, when you're thinking about it just on the weekly, $12, oh, come on, Shorty Vaughn. Just buy the dog the food that she likes. but $624 is a lot of money. That will pay 1/3 of my property tax for the entire year. So even if I can make this half price, that's substantial savings. Absolutely. Now, my parents used to budget every single month, and they would budget on the back of an envelope because they were cheap. And why would they waste a piece of paper? So there was always this miscellaneous envelope with their figures on it. So they had to make their nut. And what was the nut was the mortgage, homeowners insurance, property tax, electric, and water, because they had a lot of kids and they had to have some place to store us all, basically, to raise us up. And so keeping a roof over our head was their number one priority. That was making the net. Water, electricity, what have you. We also had to have at least one car because we lived so far from town that the bus still does not run that far north. In the general Phoenix area, you still have to go, at least 3.5 miles from where I grew up to catch a city bus. Back then, you had to go about 12 miles before you could catch a city bus. So we had to have a car, had to have car insurance. That was part of their overall nut. Whatever was left after that was basically the food that we ate, gas for the car repairs, savings, emergency fund, dental and doctor appointments. Yeah. And so there was just always this continuous list running around the house of how, on the back of an envelope. And that's how my parents did their budget. And we made it every month. And I'm sure that there were times that, my parents weren't sure. So my dad collected VA disability benefits because he was, a disabled veteran. My mother had a variety of businesses, antique store, estate management, housekeeping, and then at night she would take in ironing. She would undercut the dry cleaner in our town, and people would just drop off their ironing for her all the time. And she would iron well into the night, 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night after working, at 8, 10, 12-hour day. And I'm sure it was very hard. And I admire everything that they did for us and how well we were raised up by them. But I am sure that it was not easy. And, as an adult now, times are a little tight, getting squeezed a little bit. So, yeah, I might only be saving $300 and change a year by making Hazel some homemade yum-yums. Maybe this stretches out her more expensive dog food and we save a little bit more. But, in my own budget, we're running a pretty tight ship. There's not that many places where I can cut, and everything, like everyone else, seems to go up and up and up. My property tax never goes down. My homeowner's insurance, well, it's just outrageous. And, where can you cut? Well, one place that we can cut is on a little bit of dog food, but still wanting to provide a nice, nutritious meal for my dog to stretch out her balanced, expensive dog food, to encourage her to eat something besides hot dogs. I think I'm going to go ahead and put these in the KitchenAid mixer to shred up that chicken breast and to just kind of beat those vegetables half to death, get those all incorporated. So I think that's going to be the easiest way to go. Fingers crossed that works out well. And then we've still got a couple of cups of really nice chicken broth in the bottom here for her to have with her dog food over the next, few days. That's just fine. She'll enjoy this. So far, so good. So I've been doing this for several weeks, and I've done various variations. I've done the chicken breast because I find that on sale. I found lean ground beef on sale, and she has enjoyed that. I found some salmon in the discount bin, and she had salmon. And I'm always on the lookout for lean meats that are coming in at the $2 mark or under for Hazel. And so far, so good. That has really been working out. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on my KitchenAid and just shred up this chicken and beat those vegetables half to death. Get those all incorporated because I don't want her picking them out. Okay, gave that all a shred up in the KitchenAid, and that worked really well. Yay, hooray. And we'll go ahead and add that into her dog food. Yeah, I'm always on the lookout for frozen veg when I'm making her dog food. What I can get for 99 cents. What do I have in my cupboard? What's on sale? What's good? Yes, please, and thank you. Get this all incorporated. And I can tell you that it smells good. It smells, it smells like it would make an excellent casserole. But, yeah, have to keep Andrew out of it. So that is a pretty substantial amount of extra dog food. Even if this is what I was feeding her on the daily, this would at least get us through the week. If we were having an extra lean week when we couldn't, afford the science diet, this would be plenty enough dog food coming in right around that $6 mark to feed Hazel for the week. So, yep. And you know what? For 1 week, it wouldn't hurt her a bit. She'd be fine. A-okay. I have a little scoop here, a little ice cream scoop maybe. I think that's about 3-ounce scoop. And I'm just going to go ahead and got my cookie sheet here, a little bit of parchment paper, and I'm just going to scoop and drop it. And then I've cleared a place in my freezer so I can get these flash frozen. And then I can offset them into a gallon bag or two so that I can just grab one every night and put it in the refrigerator to thaw. And then she'll be ready. She'll be ready for her yum yums at 6 a.m. It's 5:30 right now. So, yeah, we've got to move it on along so my best girl can get her breakfast on. She's ready. And more or less, they're about 3 ounces. I'm not that exact. I'm just not that person. And I'm okay with that. There we go. All right. So we have about 12 meals worth already on this cookie sheet. I've probably got at least another 12 meals worth to go out onto another cookie sheet. But that looks delicious. That's just a little bit, and I just put that in with her dog food, maybe a little bit of that chicken broth, and she's going to be one happy camper. Yay, hooray. Hazel, do you want some yum yums? You want some yum yums in your belly? You want to try them? Yeah, are you eating them? You having yum yums, baby? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, lady. That's the good stuff. You're welcome. Well, she enjoyed the dog food, as you can tell. She's so ladylike, unless it's mealtime. And then, she's just a wild animal. I love her. She also ended up with a whole quart of chicken broth from those carrots, celery, and green beans to go over her dog food. So she is going to enjoy that this week. I ended up with 24 portions for her. I think that's good. Coming in right about the $6 mark on that. So you can't beat that with a stick. That's enough for the next 12 days. So if you think about dog food, the one that she likes being $4 a can, 3 cans a week, this beats that all to Hades. So yay, hooray, that's just good math. Saving a penny where you can. You watch the pennies, the dollars take care of themselves. Yay, hooray. All right, my lovies. Well, I'm sending you out great big smooches, huge squeeze-a-ronies, and be good, be careful. Look both ways. Thanks for watching Crazy But Not Dangerous. Crazy dog food making lady today. Anyhow, she's my best girl, and I'm glad to be treating her. And we'll just keep watching out for each other. Her and me and you, and all of us together. We're all in this together, baby. All right, I love you. See you later. Have a great day. Bye now.